Hello and welcome back to Johnnie Bennie Campus News, your go-to source for the latest news and events on campus. We thank you for watching and being with us today. I'm Ben Bugby. We begin this week with a reminder that the Festival of Cultures will host a night of cultural celebration at the annual Student Showcase. This event will take place on Saturday, November 11th in Upper Gretzky at CSB at 6 p.m. The event is set to highlight diversity through student performances and a captivating cultural fashion show. The 26th Annual Student Showcase invites students to express their talents, whether through dance routines, spoken word, poetry, or soulful singing. Don't miss out on this dynamic display of talent and diversity. Make sure to also get ready for a lively evening of cultural fusion at the Festival of Cultures Multicultural Kickback on Friday, November 10th, from 7 to 9 p.m., hosted at Brother Willie's Pub. This event will feature music curated by campus DJs, representing various cultures and countries present on campus. Join fellow Bennies and Johnnies for an enjoyable night of dancing and socializing. This coming Sunday, November 12th at 10 a.m., join PRP for a walk into St. Joe and enjoy the best of our crisp Minnesota fall weather. The walk will begin at Mary Commons and will make a pit stop at one of Minnesota's best bakeries, Flour and Flour. During the visit, walkers will get to enjoy a complimentary cup of coffee or one of their delicious pastries. Get ready for an exhilarating winter adventure with PRP. The organization has just announced that they are organizing a ski and snowboarding trip to Lutsen, Minnesota, slated to take place from January 10th to the 14th. To learn more about the trip, there will be two informational meetings held on November 13th at 7 p.m. at the Fireside at Gretzky, as well as on November 14th, starting at 6 p.m. at Brother Willie's. So don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to hit the slopes and make unforgettable memories. Culinary Services has just announced that the Celebrity Chef Series will continue with Chef Pedro Watercott, owner of Guacaja Bistro in Minneapolis. Watercott draws his expertise from working at many famous restaurants in New Orleans, as well as growing up in Panama, for his inspiration for his dishes. Looking forward to getting a taste of Watercott's dishes? Come on down to the Reef on November 13th from 11 to 1:30 p.m. Celebrate 42 years of tradition at the Student Thanksgiving Meal in Guild Hall on November 15th from 4:30 to 7:15 p.m. This beloved event welcomes all members of the CSB, SJU, and St. John's Prep communities to come together for a special Thanksgiving gathering. No reservations are needed, and students can use their meal plan to partake in this festivity. Don't miss out on this wonderful event. Celebrate the holiday season at St. John's with the annual Christmas tree lighting ceremony on Monday, November 27th at 4 o'clock. Hosted in the Great Hall, this beloved tradition invites everyone to partake in the festivities. Enjoy a delightful program complete with music, hot cocoa, cookies, and the enchanting moments when the Christmas tree is illuminated. Bring your friends and colleagues for a heartwarming event courtesy of the Benedictine Institute. Don't miss out on this special celebration. Shakespeare's renowned play A Midsummer Night's Dream will enchant our campus on November 9th through the 11th and November 16th through the 18th, starting at 7:30 p.m., as well as November 12th, starting at 2 p.m. The play will be directed by Sean Dooley and showcased in the Goretzky Theater. This enduring masterpiece devolves into struggles between order and chaos, exploring the human condition with wisdom and wit. Don't miss the opportunity to experience the brilliance of Shakespeare's most beloved comedy. And now over to Landon Monio with the Johnnie Bennie Weekend Weather Report.
Thanks, Ben, and welcome back to the Johnnie Bennie Weekend Weather Report. I'm Landon Monio, your weather reporter. Let's dive right in. Friday will start off partly sunny with a high near 38 degrees. You can expect a northwest wind of 5 to 10 miles per hour, bringing in some cooler air for the day. As we head into Friday night, skies will be partly cloudy with a low of around 25 degrees. Saturday will be mostly cloudy with a high near 42 degrees. As we move into Saturday night, we'll see mostly cloudy skies with a temperature of around 35 degrees. It might be a good idea to bundle up if you're heading out. Sunday is looking fantastic. We'll have sunny skies with a high near 53 degrees. On Sunday night, it will be clear with a low of around 33 degrees. The breezy conditions will continue with a west wind of 15 to 20 miles per hour and gusts potentially reaching up to 30 miles per hour. So if you have any late night plans, be prepared for a brisk evening. And that wraps up your Johnnie Bennie Weekend Weather Report. Remember to stay warm, safe, and enjoy the weekend ahead. I'm Landon Monio. Back to you, Ben.
Thanks, Landon. Next up, our very own Landon Monio joins us once again as he covers the CSB SJU Indigenous Students Association.
My name is Macy Ellis. I'm the interim president for the Indigenous Student Association on campus, and I'm an English major with concentration in creative writing, minors in book arts and art. So ISA puts on lots of different events, and then also it's just a space to provide community for Native students, and for anyone who wants to come is welcome to come to all of our meetings and events too to learn more about Native culture. ISA in the past has put on events like beading events. We've gone off campus to a lot of things. We've also stripped teepee poles and done a lot of really fun events. Advocacy plays a big role in the ISA. The ISA has made the land acknowledgement in the past, and so that's been a really big addition to the campuses. And now with advocacy, we kind of try to be more of a fun club, and then the Initiative for Native Nation Relations also works. They do more work with advocacy and repatriation to tribes. ISA was founded by some Indigenous students who wanted to make a difference in 2021, and then since then we've had a pretty prevalent presence on campus. So then looking forward into the future, we just want to keep that same momentum that we had in 2021 and keep growing the club and making sure it's sustainable and lasting for a really long time. Students can get involved by checking out our Instagram, which is isa.csbsju, and then you can also join our email list, which is on our Instagram, a link to sign up to it, or just emailing us directly, which is isa@csbsju. Anyone is welcome to get involved, and we're always looking for board members, and we'd love for people to be a part of ISA in whatever way they can be.
Thanks as always, Landon. Now over to our sports reporter, Brendan, for This Week in Sports.
Thanks, Ben. I'm Brendan Amaris, and welcome back to the Johnnie Bennie Sports Roundup, your source for weekly updates on Johnnie and Bennie sports. We've hit the time of year where some fall sports are coming to an end, and winter sports are just beginning. So we have an exciting episode for you today with some previews and reviews for different teams. We'll start off with St. Ben's Volleyball. CSB Volleyball is now ranked 5th in the NCAA Region 9 rankings with a 17-9 record. They have won 10 of their last 15 games and secured a second-place finish in the regular season in the MIAC with a 9-2 conference record. The Bennies are set to host the MIAC semifinals against the number 3 seed St. Olaf Olis tonight, Thursday, November 9th at 7 p.m. The winner of the match will play in the MIAC Championship on Saturday, November 11th at 7 p.m. The Bennie basketball team kicks off their 2023-2024 season with 2 weekend home openers on November 10th and 11th. They face the University of Minnesota Morris Friday night at 8 p.m. and the University of Northwestern the next day at 3 p.m. CSB returns an experienced team, including 3 starters. The Bennies finished last season ranked 4th in the MIAC and hope to stay in the upper half of the conference with several talented newcomers. On to the CSB hockey team, who is set to host their MIAC opener against Concordia on Thursday, November 9th. The Bennies are currently 0-3 with 0 overtime losses after 3 games against 2 top 10 Division III teams. Returning All-MIAC junior Aurora Upsall has scored 1 goal this season, which was in their opener against UW Eau Claire. That was her 18th career goal. The Bennie cross-country team ran at home for the CSB cross-country fall invite last weekend. Sophomore Ava Creighton clocked a team and personal best and 34th best 5K time in program history of 19 minutes and 24 seconds, winning the individual title at the fall finale. The Bennies will travel to Colfax, Wisconsin to run at the Whitetail Golf Course for the NCAA D3 North Region Championships at 1 p.m. on Saturday. The Bennie swim and dive team traveled to St. Olaf, dusting the Olies 163-78. Senior Emmy Wagner won the 50 free and helped win the 200 free relay while also placing second in the 200 medley relay. In the 50 free, she clocked a season best of 25 seconds and 67 milliseconds. Her performance earned her the CSB Athlete of the Week award. Jossie Larson, Emmy Wagner, Michaela Haskamp, and sophomore Rachel Schluter led the 200 free relay to win with 1 minute, 42 seconds, and 70 milliseconds. Next week, the Bennies compete at the St. Kate's Duel with St. Catherine and UW-Eau Claire in St. Paul on Saturday, November 11th at 11:30 a.m. Now on to Johnnie sports, starting with hockey. The Johnnies kick off MIAC play with a 2-game series against the Concordia Cobbers. Last season, Johnnie Hockey swept the series versus the Cobbers with a 12-4 goal differential. After dropping their first home game this season, the Johnnies look to change that over the weekend. Last weekend, the Johnnies won 5-1 against Northland College. Freshman forward Jacob McPartlin opened the scoring with his first collegiate goal. Fellow freshman forward Jack Wanmacher followed suit by scoring his first career goal and later adding a second with 6 minutes and 27 seconds left in the period. The St. John's BAM Ultimate Frisbee team went 3-3 in their last tournament of the fall this past weekend at Luther College in Iowa. After going 3-1 in pool play, they lost to the host Luther College in the semifinal. They then had a chance for a podium finish, but lost a close game versus Wisconsin B in the third-place match. BAM looks ahead to their longer spring season, which begins in March. The St. John's swim and dive team traveled to St. Olaf on Saturday, November 4th in the Skoglund Center Natatorium, tanking the Ols 160-83, winning 10 events and totaling in 24 top 3 finishes. Junior Carter Larson took first in the 100, clocking a 47-second 99 millisecond, and the 200-yard freestyle, finishing with a 1 minute, 48 second, and 63 millisecond. Braden Slavic touched the ball first, clocking a 54-second and 11 millisecond time in the 100-yard backstroke, and finishing in the 1,000-yard freestyle with a 10-minute, 6-second, and 62 millisecond performance. The Johnnies travel to St. Paul to face Wisconsin-Eau Claire at 1 p.m. next Saturday, November 11th at St. Kate's. Johnnie basketball is starting their season next Tuesday at 7 p.m. on November 14th in a non-conference WIAC matchup at UW-Eau Claire. Best of luck to Johnnie basketball as they look to start the season with a win in Wisconsin before a long journey awaits them this season. Johnnie football concluded the official regular season with an important 49-10 win over St. Olaf in Northfield last weekend. The Johnnies haven't had the best of luck on the road this season, so they made sure to take care of business with a quick start, scoring 3 touchdowns early to head into the second quarter up 21-0. After the Olies scored a touchdown early in the second quarter and looked to be driving for a second, senior linebacker Eric Bjork picked off a pass from the St. Olaf QB to set up a first career touchdown for senior running back Isaiah Troffler. The Johnnies took a 28-7 lead into the half. St. John's didn't look back from there, scoring 2 more touchdowns in the third quarter. The defense also added a block punt and an interception in the third, and senior running back Devin Volk tacked on a 49-yard rushing touchdown in the fourth to really slam the door on St. Olaf. The 20th-ranked Johnnies will be looking for a convincing win at Concordia Moorhead this Saturday as part of the MIAC Championship weekend. Because of their conference record this season, the Johnnies aren't guaranteed to play in the national tournament later this fall, so they need to go pedal to the metal in Moorhead on Saturday to make sure it isn't their last game of the season. For more insight on this weekend's matchup, as well as a look at what the vibes are like in the locker room, here's this week's Touchdown Talk with Hillary. Welcome back, Hillary. How are we doing this afternoon?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good to hear.
Yes, sir.
It was a comfortable win last weekend for you guys. What are your biggest takeaways from the game?
Well, we're coming into every game, as we did last weekend, to keep our focus on executing. The offense played well, the defense played well, special teams played well. So it was good to see that the morale was pretty high.
Love to see it. What's the team's goal, other than just win the game, heading into MIAC Championship weekend against Concordia?
Our goal is to kind of just critique those small details that we missed from last game. But I think overall as a team, we're doing pretty well. We're making very little mistakes, and we're doing what we're supposed to do. We're doing our jobs.
Can't wait for it. What has the team's mindset been this week in practice, especially with so much uncertainty going forward in the rest of the country?
We're just trying to keep all the outside noise away from us. We're just trying to keep what's in our team, which is just go day by day, week by week, winning the games we have to win.
Of course. Well, if this weekend is your last game at St. John's, what are some things you would like to reflect on the most about your career as a Johnnie football player?
Man, it's been a crazy 4 years. Obviously, we had COVID our freshman year, but honestly, I can't be any prouder than myself and the team. It's good to see the brotherhood that I created with the players, the coaching staff, the equipment managers, the training staff. So I'm leaving St. John's as a football player as very happy and proud.
Yeah, it's been really special. Well, hopefully this won't be the last game of the year, but if it is, it's been a pleasure, and we'll see you next time.
Yes, sir.
That's this week's Touchdown Talk with Hillary. That'll be all for this week's Johnnie Bennie Sports Roundup. As always, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Now back to you, Ben.
Thanks as always to Brendan for his coverage of Johnnie Bennie sports. And that's a wrap for this week's edition of Johnnie Bennie Campus News. Thanks as always for joining us, and be sure to tune in next week for the latest updates on campus news and events. Your support means the world to us, so don't forget to spread the word and let your friends know where they can catch up on their CSB SJU news. As always, I'm Ben Bugby. See you next week, and until then, have a phenomenal weekend.